Men produces individual antagonists, and sometimes one becomes the headline hero, a persistent nemesis to the other. Marty Schottenheimer knows. Too many times the nemesis has been the same, and he wears number 7, John Elway. Painful memories live on. 11 years ago, the playoffs in Cleveland, and the drive. Touchdown, Mark Jackson. Just a year later, it was Elway and the Broncos once again, stripping Schottenheimer's chance for a Super Bowl. Draw to Biner. Ernest Biner. Fumble the ball, and Denver has recovered. Oh, my! Marty Schottenheimer will go home wondering, how do I ever beat John Elway? So many times, agonizingly close, but the street was one way. Elway. But this season the tables turned. The final seconds of comeback drama were his. By the narrowest of margins, Schottenheimer kicked his Denver Demons. It's up. It's made up. Schottenheimer, was that win an omen? Can Marty's team finally steal the big headlines? Or is his longtime nemesis ready to torment one more time? Marty Schottenheimer once again faces the challenge of Denver's John Elway. It's the AFC Divisional Playoffs matching the NFL's #1 offense. Denver Broncos against the league's #1 scoring defense, the Kansas City Chiefs. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wild Kansas City for this divisional playoff battle. The Denver Broncos, under Mike Shanahan, have shown the league they can score lots of points.
Well, they can, especially early. The 15 scripted plays of Mike Shanahan have enabled the Denver Broncos offense to always get off to a good start. That's what concerns the Kansas City coaches. They have faced Mike Shanahan 6 times. They say those scripted plays have been different in formations and strategies. All 6 times, they don't know what to expect. They hope they can just weather the storm early.
Well, we'll soon learn what surprises Shanahan has for Kansas City. How about the Chiefs? Do they have anything ready offensively?
Well, you know, the thing about Denver, they're not going to change their defense. They're going to stop the run and force Kansas City to pass. Now, the Kansas City Chiefs made no secret about it. They told us, number 89, Andre Rison, has to make big plays. And I'm not talking about 1 or 2 big plays, Dick. He has to make several plays in order for Kansas City to win this game.
Well, he's produced in his first year in Kansas City. Their leading receiver, Andre Rison, with 72 catches on the year. The weather has improved. The winner knows. They go on to the Final Four.
I'm a numbers guy. Don't give me words. Give me a number. One day, Upjohn invites me to help test the new Rogaine. I hated losing my hair. I said yes. They tell me this new Rogaine Extra Strength for men is more concentrated. It gets more to the root to grow more hair. Don't give me the more. Give me the number. Yeah, I am seeing hair, but give me the number. They give us the number. 45% more hair than with original Rogaine. 45% more hair with the new Rogaine. I say, give me the Rogaine.
We're back at Ericsson Stadium where we're down in the final seconds of the game, and it's still tied. The kick's high.
Ericsson mobile phones. Catch the excitement.
It's a great time for American sports, and America's symbol, the bald eagle, here in Kansas City. Who will land successfully in the AFC Finals? For a report, down to Jim Gray.
All right, thank you very much, Dick. I'm now joined by Marty Schottenheimer. Marty, Rich Gannon won 5 of 6. You've elected to go with Elvis Gerbach today. How long will you stay with Elvis should he falter?
Elvis is our quarterback for the duration as far as I'm concerned. We won 7 with Elvis. He's our captain. We've got the best situation in the world. Our starter and a guy in Gannon who's proved he can win.
How concerned are you, Marty, about the quick starts of the Denver Broncos?
Well, it's something you have to deal with. It's very real.
Thanks for your time. Good luck, Marty. All right, let's send it back upstairs to you, Dick.
Marty Schottenheimer, a man of change this year, and we'll get into that. In fact, even in this playoff game, as you look at Elvis Gerbach, part of that change, he's using his punter, Louis Aguiar, as his kickoff man. Stoyanovich not getting the ball deep enough. Vaughn Hebron on the goal line, awaits for Denver. In front of 78,000, we're underway. The winner plays Pittsburgh next Sunday. Hebron to the 22-yard line, the 23. John Elway, the winningest quarterback in NFL history, but only 4 in 10 at Arrowhead. It's been a tough part for him. Here's his offensive line, includes Pro Bowler at center Tom Nalen going to the Pro Bowl for the first time. Zimmerman, Schlereth, Habib, and Jones. Terrell Davis, second leading rusher in the NFL for the second straight year. Griffith, the blocker. Rod Smith and Ed McCaffrey outside. Shannon Sharp, the tight end, 72 catches, led the team. Sharp on the right side. Elway comes out throwing. Complete. It's Sharp, and he is to the 31-yard line, hit by Anthony Davis. Nearly 10 on the play. Here are the Kansas City Chiefs. Front three of Booker, Big Joe Phillips. Dan Williams has had a sensational year. The former Bronco, 10.5 sacks. Derek Thomas to 9 straight Super Bowls. Simmons, the former Packer. Edwards and Davis are very fast. Carter and Hasty, both corners go to Honolulu. Reggie Tung and Jerome Woods, 2 hard-hitting safeties in their second year. First down, Elway at the 34. Nearly sacked, and then throws it over the head of Shannon Sharp and takes a hit in the process. A flag is down. Late hit or intentionally grounding. It's a personal foul against the Chiefs.
Something the Kansas City Chiefs very
foul, roughing the passer, number 92 defense, 15 yards.
Dan Williams. You said, Jerry Markbright, in your experience with this veteran referee, he protects the quarterback.
That's it, Dick. You're right. He does protect the quarterback. You're not allowed to push to hit the quarterback after he throws the football. The Chiefs do this. They expected to get a couple of roughing the passer penalties today.
Not much of a push from Williams, but was unnecessary. So a big penalty sends Denver out to the 49-yard line. One play, one penalty worth 26 yards. Terrell Davis, his first call, and nothing there. You saw 21, Jerome Woods, fly up from safety to help out on the tackle. Williams was there along with Derek Thomas.
Well, the Denver offense today, the game plan for them, last time they played 6 weeks ago, John Elway was sacked 6 times on 7-step drops. Today we've already seen quick drops and try to get the ball to Shannon Sharp down the field.
Defensive coordinator for Kansas City, Gunther Cunningham. He says we usually react to Denver's razzle-dazzle. Today, we attack.
Gunther Cunningham, many talking about him as a possible head coach. In fact, Phil Simms, you feel he has the qualities to lead a club.
Well, I think he has a unique ability, Dick, where he works his players really hard, treats them hard, but they still like him, and I think that's a unique quality in a coach.
Let's go down to Jim Gray.
All right, Mark Schlereth was just sent off by Jerry Markbright to be wiped off. He had some type of a sticky substance on him. Now he's checking back into the game. They're checking him out, and the referee will now allow him to stay. But they're wiping some of the substance off a number of the Denver Broncos, and now Gary Zimmerman is being attended to over on the sideline. There must be something on their shoulders.
Yeah, it's not a sticky substance. They don't want things to stick to the uniforms. It's a slippery substance, so
a silicone spray.
I would think something like that. And the Kansas City Chiefs probably said something to Jerry Mark Bright. He saw it, probably felt it, making these players get it wiped off.
And there is no penalty involved here. This is an official's timeout. They take timeout, let all those guys go over and get wiped off. It's almost like a plane being de-iced. Let's go over the side, clean these guys up a little bit. Well, let's get on with it.
Maybe they were out early and picked up some of that morning ice.
So second down and 10. Deafening roar here at Arrowhead. Quick hit to Howard Griffith, the fullback, who gets the call rarely. In fact, in 16 games, carried only 9 times. Wayne Simmons made the tackle.
You know, you're talking about the deafening sound. Watch the offensive line on the left of the screen. Watch them. They don't all get off at the same time. There's like 4 or 5 different times that they get off. All 5 guys are going off at a different time. This is what Elway does not want to happen. If they can just get average on the battle, they got it won.
Ed McCraffery downfield blocking, limps off. It's 3rd and 6. Elway shotgun. Oops, false start. Habib. And that's going to be a problem. Always is in Kansas City. The fans know they play a role. Very difficult for those offensive tackles.
It's even louder here than I remember from a couple weeks ago when we came.
Number 75, offense. Prior to the snap, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
But what happens, John Elway told us yesterday, watch the Denver offensive line, it moves. Brian Habib, the right guard. If you let the offensive line stay up there too long, since they can't hear, they get anxious, they will move. That's what happened that time.
It's hard for a fan to fathom, but the offensive tackles cannot hear at all. They do not hear. In fact, the fullback or the running back, Davis, says he doesn't either. He just has to go by the snap of the ball. Elway downfield to Sharp, and he steals it at the 30. Took it away from Jerome Woods, and then did he fumble? No. The ruling is being discussed now by the officials. Ball down by contact. 1st down, Denver at the 30.
Boy, did he push off of Woods. I'm going to tell you, Sharp, this is perfect, and gets away with it. Shannon Sharp pushes off Jerome Woods just before the catch. You see Shannon Sharp coming down. Jerome Woods is going to pick him up. But watch at the end of this play. Watch his right arm as the ball comes in. He pushes him back, catches the ball.
22 yards on the play.
Well, they wanted to get the ball down the field to Shannon Sharp. We've seen that twice already today. But the big key to that play, the blitz pickup of the Denver Broncos offense.
Boy, tough call whether or not he had contact when he hit the ground or had control. 1st down at the 30, Davis. Hit before he can get to the line of scrimmage. As Joe Phillips, the veteran from SMU, with Anthony Davis and those safeties plugging any hole.
Well, Kansas City defense, Paul, we talked about it already in the game. You just try to hang in there against the Denver offense early. They give you so many different looks. Denver's main objective today, they wanted to try to throw the ball to Shannon Sharp. They can't get it to him when they play here because of the noise and how aggressive the defense is against him. It looks like they got a good plan.
2nd and 10. McCaffrey all right, back in the game. Davis trying to get outside. Fumbled the ball. And able to recover at the 31-yard line, a loss of a yard. So they have stymied Terrell Davis. 3 carries. He's yet to gain.
Well, just take a look at where Terrell Davis is trying to run. You're trying to run from tackle to tackle. And the Kansas City Chiefs are all upfield. They are just pushing the offensive line back into the backfield. There's absolutely no place for Terrell Davis to run.
They're attacking. They usually sit back and watch this Denver offense, trying to worry about what could happen. You can already see Paul in the backfield, attack it. That's why they're stopping the run so far.
Terrell Davis in Denver with a good bounce. No fumbles lost, but close there. Recovered his own. Blitz. Elway fires. Almost intercepted. Willie Green, the target. Mark McMillan, who picked off 8 passes this year. The Mighty Mouse defensive back almost had one early today.
Well, Marty Schottenheimer says Mark McMillan, number 29, has that quality. He just knows how to get his hands on the ball. That time he's watching the quarterback the whole way. That's the reason why he makes a good break and almost intercepts the pass.
McMillan only 5'7" and less than 150 pounds. So from the 32, Mike Shanahan brings out the punter, Tom Ruin. Tamarek Vanover is only some 20 yards away at the 10. Ruin very high, but it has a lot of distance. Too much for Denver. That one almost to the back line of the end zone. So not much gain there. A 12-yard punt. Kansas City with the ball when we come back.
Hey, buddy. I'll trade you my scarf for that last Bud Light. Come on. But the hat? That's fair. What more could you possibly want, huh? Oh.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down.
I never said it was the last one.
Make it a Bud Light.
A lot of industry experts told us that the passenger side was the best place to add a third door. We got still more advice insisting that the driver's side was the only logical choice. But as you can see, we let it all go right in one ear and out the other. Introducing the new Dodge Ram Quad Cab. The rules have changed.
Been to some nice places.
Yes, I have. Singapore was terrific. That's Prime Minister something. You see that?
Scary.
Fatima, big star. 52 countries in 2 years.
This new software I've installed, it's gonna save your life. It's called Lotus Notes. Lets you collaborate on projects all over the world. You never have to leave the office. It's gonna be great to have you around.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Bud Light. If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. By IBM, solutions for a small planet. By UPS, the official package delivery company of the NFL. And by American Express. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, American Express helps you do more.
Back in icy Kansas City, Elvis Gerbach starting for the first time in the playoffs. The former backup in San Francisco missed 6 games with a broken collarbone. Return final game of the year. Lake Dawson in motion. A handoff to Greg Hill, who gains 2 into the arms of Alan Aldridge. And the lineups for Kansas City as Will Shields goes to the Pro Bowl again. Many felt Tim Grunner, the center, earned that right as well. Elvis Gerbach with Greg Hill. We'll see a lot of Marcus Allen. Obviously, Kimball Anders, the fullback, goes to Honolulu. Andre Rison, quite a year for him, and he has produced 72 catches, 7 touchdowns. And the tight end, Ted Popson, out 3 games with a concussion at mid-year, has been very productive as well. Another former San Francisco player. And it is that combination, Gerbach to Popson, a gain of 3 to the 25. John Mobley made the stop. It's 3rd and 5. Defensively, Denver, with Neil Smith, the former Kansas City Chief, going to the Pro Bowl, the only on the defensive side of the ball for the Broncos. Traylor, Tonavusa, and Williams, the other down linemen. Mobley, Aldridge, Romanowski. He's made some headlines this year. Crockett and Gordon at the corners. Atwater and Braxton, the safeties. Neil Smith makes the move to Denver. Really interesting with several Denver players here in Kansas City. Who will go on? Gerbach breaks out of a tackle, and the second hit gets him at the 21. Alfred Williams, who a year ago had 13 sacks, 8.5 this year.
Well, Elvis Gerbach making his first start in the playoffs. It's been a while. It's a blitz by the Denver Broncos. You worry about that first hit? Well, he doesn't have to worry anymore. He takes one in the pocket. Steve Atwater on the blitz, forces him up. Defensive line there to make the tackle.
So 3 and out for the Chiefs on 4th and 9. Aguiar to punt to Darian Gordon, who returned 3 for touchdowns this year. He stands at the 36 in Denver territory. A wobbly kick. Gordon lets it bounce. Great bounce for Kansas City. A mistake by Gordon. Let that ball bounce all the way to the 16-yard line. A 63-yard kick by Aguiar.
Dodge Ram gives you the most powerful overall line of pickup engines on the planet, including 2 even more powerful V8s, the most powerful diesel, and the only V10. You'll be glad to know we also worked on this, making it easy to answer the oft-asked question, wow, what have you got under there? Dodge Ram. The rules have changed.
Francesco LaFabula has just created the little black dress that will change everything. The magazines have created a frenzy, and you have sworn that your stores will be the first to carry it. Enter UPS. Customs gets cleared electronically. The global network kicks in. Also that at the same time, on the same day, the dresses arrive from Europe to each of your stores nationwide. Success is a beautiful thing.
Nice dress.
UPS, moving at the speed of business.
Trust. We are not born with an instinct to trust. Trust must be earned. Trust must be proven. We earn it with integrity. We prove it with sound advice. Trust is the ultimate measure of our success. And at Dean Witter, we measure success one investor at a time.
Time flies, you know. Every week a game, and boom, playoffs. 2 teams play a game. 1 game you out. You wait till next year. So who do you think gonna get it this year? That wonderful trophy?
The network of the Super Bowl. You're watching the NFL on NBC.
Welcome back. The noise of Arrowhead. John Elway battling that in a very tough defense. We saw Neil O'Donnell in the Jets-Detroit game actually ask the referee to stop play, that he couldn't hear the signals. Why doesn't Elway do that?
Well, Dick, I don't think he's thought about that situation where he could do it here. And also, he's played here for so many years. I think he's just got it ingrained in himself that he can deal with the crowd noise and play with it and execute under these conditions.
Trying to find Rod Smith. James Hasty on the coverage. It's 2nd and 10. Well, Elway and the Broncos won the opening game of the season against Kansas City, 19-3.
Well, the quarterback, his worst enemy is tip balls. That one just tipped by Edwards, the linebacker. And usually when those balls get tipped in the middle, it could mean interception. So John Elway right there, a little lucky.
Unable to run the football thus far. The only positive yards from the unlikely Howard Griffith, the fullback. Davis again. Smothered at the 16-yard line. Kansas City's defense, as the season developed, they became tougher and tougher. On the road were good, 17.8 points allowed, but 8 touchdowns. At home, where they were unbeaten, 11 points average and no rushing touchdowns.
And you can just tell by looking at this defense the way they're lining up, Phil. They're going to shut down the run. That's the #1 thing that they're going to do, and force Elway to throw if he can.
Not many teams can shut down this Denver rushing attack, but so far, Paul, Denver has done that. Kansas City has done that.
3rd and 11 for Elway. Throws complete out to the 35 to Willie Green. Green, who made some big catches in that game at midseason here in Kansas City in the final minutes when Denver thought they'd pulled out a comeback win.
Well, Willie Green against Mark McMillan. Dick, you said 5'7", size plays an advantage that time. He goes up, shields off Mark McMillan. Watch. Mark McMillan's there. He wants to come around and make the play, but the size of Willie Green stops him from doing that.
And he does have the size advantage over a half foot. He is 6'4". First down at the 35. The toss to Terrell Davis, wearing a flak jacket, and he's able to duck under the pressure defensively and spins out to the 44, a 9-yard gain.
What a block by Detron Smith, number 42, the fullback coming out, or the running back. They just call him running back, but watch number 42. Look at this block on Woods, just outstanding. That opened up the hole. 9-yard gain.
Ball at the 44, 2nd down and a long one. first positive run for Davis, who had 1,750 yards on the season. Davis again bowling his way, gets a little help from the backside on the block as he moves out to a first down at the 46-yard line. Jerome Woods and others on the tackle. The Broncos, a running game a week ago against Jacksonville. A stunning 310-yard performance, 6.3 yards, 2 men rushing for more than 100 yards. Terrell Davis and Derek Lovell.
And the best thing about it all, the offensive line named Player of the Week.
Elway guns complete to McCaffrey. He's in Kansas City territory, and 3 Chiefs drag him down. Progress to the 45. It'll be 2nd and 1.
You know, you just mentioned about this offensive line and being named Player of the Week. That's all these guys. It's only happened one other time in professional football.
Eddie McCaffrey, number 87, on the outside. Sneaky receiver, good move, fakes long, comes underneath, and our man Eddie, he knows how to draw a crowd of defenders once he catches the ball. This time he avoids the big hit.
Yeah, he does. He'll take about 3 or 4 big ones in the course of the ball game.
McCaffrey, a solid season, 45 catches, 8 touchdowns. Oh, forward motion. There'll be a flag on that, I would believe. Terrell Davis to the 45 and no flag down. The up back was definitely moving before the snap, moving forward. That was Detron Smith.
Yeah, your eyes did not deceive you. He definitely moved forward before the ball was snapped. Watch as he comes across, and watch the snap of the ball. A couple good little itty-bitty steps forward, and not called.
No first down, 3rd and 1. Smith, second-year blocker from Texas A&M. Flag down this time as Davis close to a first down at the 44 of Kansas City.
It's offside on the defense. This will be a first down for Denver. Elway said something to us yesterday that was very interesting. Dale Carter is an excellent corner. He said
offside, number 99 defense lined up in the neutral zone, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Von Booker, number 99.
Von Booker lined up across the line of scrimmage.
All right, but he said to us, we're going to attack Dale Carter. I would like to on the backside.
Well, he's going to attack him, but he's going to sneak attack him. He's not going to just turn and go after him. What he wants to do, John Elway would like to look to one side, away from Dale Carter. Dale Carter likes to look at the quarterback. That way he might lull himself, fall off the receiver, and John Elway wants to turn around and then throw deep.
Ron Hebron in the backfield now for Terrell Davis. First down at the 40. The pump, the throw down the middle, open was tight end Dwayne Carswell, but Elway a little too tall with the throw. Let's go down to Jim Gray.
All right, thank you, Dick. Howard Griffith, the starting running back for the Denver Broncos, is out of the game right now. He has a shoulder stinger. He will return. And Terrell Davis missed that last play. The reason he missed it, he had a helmet problem. Dick?
All right, Jim. We're in the first quarter here in Kansas City. 3 minutes, 33 seconds left in the period. No score.
Elway's getting terrific protection for this offensive line. He has time to throw to the second and third receivers.
Second possession, second trip into Kansas City territory. And Elway has to call time. He had Smith in motion, and McCaffrey looked as if he wanted to go as well. So a mix-up, timeout Denver.
Honda presents Great Drives. In Week 2, Minnesota trailed Chicago late in the 4th. Stay tuned to see how Brad Johnson and the Vikings stole a black and blue division classic.
Mood for love simply because you're near me.
The new Accord V6 Coupe from Honda. What'll it do to you?
Chris Carter's clutch 4th down catch kept a 61-yard march alive and set up Chris Walsh's last-minute heroics.
Touchdown, Vikings! Walsh puts them ahead at the late stages of the game. He comes through.
Some of us know it will be all right, even when bad things happen, because we have someone to help see us through it.
Darn thing came out of nowhere. I just missed it.
I know. What do we do? I mean, should we just leave?
They'll be fine. Now, keep your eyes peeled. Where there's one, there's usually more.
Being in good hands is the only place to be.
NBC Tonight. Come on, spit it out. It's big stars and big bloopers. All-Star TV Central Bloopers 7, 6 Central, NBC Tonight.
1 million passengers' lives hang in the balance. Can one man save them? Eric Stoltz.
We're their only hope.
Blackout Effect, NBC Tonight.
Watch Dwayne Carswell, number 89, against Reggie Tung. The defensive back is going to go up the seam. Makes a little move outside, comes underneath the defender. Elway overthrows it. You only get so many chances for big plays in a game. That was one of them for Denver, but they did not take advantage of.
2nd and 10 for Elway. The handoff inside to Howard Griffith. He gets his 2nd carry and a couple of yards on the play.
You know, the last time these two teams played, John Elway, after he missed that throw, he knew it. They had it set up. The safety was out in the middle. He had a chance for a big play, maybe a chance for a score. But that's what stops them from scoring touchdowns. They get those chances like that, the throw where the guys can catch and run. And somehow, when they play here, Denver seems to miss those throws.
Elway goes to the shotgun. 10th play of the drive as Denver is dominated. Possession time here in the opening quarter, 10 minutes to a minute 40, but no score. Elway fires long, has a man, incomplete to Willie Green, who complains about holding from Mark McMillan.
Willie Green took a knee. He's begging the official to make the call. He went down on one knee. Green is going down the sidelines. Number 29 is McMillan. He's on him. You judge. Now, is that illegal, Chuck? But here's where he was calling for holding right after the check.
Well, trying to take advantage of Mark McMillan. He likes to be aggressive on the first move, so you give him a double move. You try to go deep, but again, Paul, great protection by the Denver Broncos offensive line.
Ruins first punt 32, but only 12 net as he kicked it into the end zone. Trying to keep it away from Vanover. As it touched by the Broncos, it'll be down at the 10-yard line. That's where Kansas City begins, a 27-yard punt with 2.5 minutes left in the opening quarter. No score.
Jerry, there's too much clutter. You let me know when you've changed.
Change? I should change. I'm starting with the change.
Everybody marks, everybody wins.
Keep the change.
May I help you? Just trying it out.
Perfect. Dear Christy, I've changed. One stamp, please. I know I got it.
So you don't want a book of stamps?
Clutter.
One stamp.
Even at the post office, you can do more with the American Express card. My lucky card.
Oh, a rainbow.
The bound it works! Christy! Look!
More change, Jerry?
Yeah, pretty much.
Nick, there is still one missile left. You must get to it before the others do.
It's a 200-horsepower engine, too audacious to be kept secret. It's advanced climate control, engineered to keep you cool, no matter what kind of pressure you're under. Son's birthday. It's the TL from Acura. The true definition of luxury. Yours.
Back in Kansas City with a reminder, go online to msnbcsports.com. Take a look at what the Chiefs and Broncos have to say about this rivalry. And after today's game, we'll look ahead to next week's conference championships with the keys to victory for each team. It's all at msnbcsports.com. Green Bay and San Francisco for the NFC title, and the winner of this game against Pittsburgh for the AFC. There's the evidence of Denver's possession time advantage, but no points produced. Elvis Gerbach changing his play as Lake Dawson resetting. Still time. And throws to Andre Rison, who staggers out of bounds with a catch shy of the 15, a gain of about 4.
Well, that was an excellent job by Elvis Gerbach. Denver was coming with an all-out blitz in the middle. He was in trouble. He knew it. Took his time. Looked at the play clock. Gives his team some positive yards with a good play.
Yeah, Lake Dawson was in motion. Almost ran off the field. Yeah. He had to stop him and bring him back.
Dawson was questionable midweek. He ran into Marcus Allen, bruised a knee, and he had to convince Marty before the game today, working out, that he was ready to go. Former Notre Dame star. There appeared to be contact, and then Alfred Williams charges across the line of scrimmage.
Tanabasa came across, looked like he had contact with the center.
Now they're talking this over. Did he make contact? Because we remember one thing now, Tanabasa, if he goes down the line of scrimmage, he can come back.
But if he's across the line of scrimmage, making the
foul, number 94, defense, 5-yard penalty, second down.
They call it on Keith Traylor.
Well, number 98 is Tanabasa right here. Now he goes across. Williams goes across. Traylor didn't do anything.
No, it was on. He just got the numbers mixed up inside.
I like the way Grunner said, hey, just hold there. You get back on your side. We haven't snapped it yet.
I think he was flinching. He was trying to protect himself a little.
2nd and 1 for Kansas City, looking for its initial first down of the game. And Marcus Allen drilled in the backfield on his first carry of the game. Keith Traylor, who played here in Kansas City. He's the young man who lost his mother just 2 days ago and battling for his team with very heavy emotions.
Keith Traylor, number 94, coming down the line of scrimmage, making the hit in the backfield. And Marty Schottenheimer yesterday, when he was talking to us, he made a case in point. He says, hey, that number 94 is playing some really good football.
Well, he's also made a point, too, that he wanted to keep Traylor and he wanted to keep Dio Smith. He wanted to keep all the guys he lost. He just couldn't afford. Yeah, I know. He couldn't afford to
keep them all.
A loss on the play. It's 3rd down and a long 2. Easy pass to Rison, and Rison pushed out of bounds with the first down. Darian Gordon, the defender.
Well, this is what you got to do against Denver's defense. They crowd everybody up around the line of scrimmage. Your wide receivers are going to be singled up quite often. This time, Andre Rison, coverage is off. Good call by the Kansas City offense and good execution.
You know, I was talking, about Spider-Man. Here he is. Yeah. Having his deal, but he has to make big plays, not 1, 2, or 3. That was a big play. That was a 3rd down and long. He had to make the play. Once they get him one-on-one on the outside, that's all they really want.
Spider-Man, his preferred nickname. You see his number, 72 catches, and earned his way to the Pro Bowl. And a whistle before the snap. Alfred Williams and Jeff Criswell with a little chicken fighting there, a little bumping.
First down.
Can I ask you a question? Where was Steve Atwater going? I never saw a guy get that deep.
Let's talk about Marty Schottenheimer, who yesterday said, I've given myself a nickname through the years here. Roadblock. I was Roadblock. I wanted to do everything. I wanted to make sure that every possibility was covered when an assistant coach came to me. He's changed this year.
Well, he has changed. He says, I'm letting my coaches coach more. They're making decisions on how we're going to go, the game plans, how we're going to execute certain things, and his coaches have responded and done a good job for him.
Could be the last play of the period. A quick pass complete to the tight end, Ted Popson. John Mobley covering just shy of the first down, and that is the end of the first quarter here at Arrowhead Stadium. Well, no scoring. Pittsburgh, New England yesterday, no score today. You're watching the playoffs on NBC.
Hey, kid.
Yeah?
Get the Super Bowl stuff to San Diego on time, and don't mess it up.
I'm on top of it.
official Super Bowl merchandise. Go to superbowl.com.
Oh, no.
An IBM e-business.
You can only survive on what you find in the forest. We'll meet in 5 days here. And good luck.
The Honda CR-V has its own picnic table, waterproof storage compartment, and 2 power outlets. For those times when you have to rough it.
I love nature.
It is a test, not just of strength, but of the power of the mind. And if you complete the journey, you will be changed forever. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Tuesday, it's an all-new Frasier with a trip back to yesteryear and a young Frasier and Niles.
Specifically requested my macaroni and cheese al dente. This lunch is a culinary Hindenburg.
Then on Just Shoot Me, Jack teaches the art of getting the upper hand.
Can you teach me more? Can you help me down?
All new NBC Tuesday.
Back in Kansas City 2 years ago, the Chiefs were 13-3, and then last year down to 9-7. Marty said, I just didn't want players around that said, I got it, coach, don't have to tell me anything, I know it all. And he's made some very distinct changes this year in his philosophy and in his personnel changes. Play action by Gerbach. Throws to Kimball Anders, who's always been a big receiver in this offense, had 59 catches this year.
Well, Dick, you were talking about, look at all the new starters they have in offense. He wants players. The big thing why Marty Schottenheimer has made so many changes on offense and defense, he wants players eager to learn, come in every day, tell me more, coach, enthusiastic. And also, he's changed his philosophy on both sides of the ball because he knows if you want to have success in the playoffs, he needed to change, be a little more dynamic on each side, make more plays, and progress in the playoffs.
Flag down as Gerbach just throws it away. He was out of the pocket. You saw the changes there. 11 new starters out of 22 for Kansas City. Even in this era of free agency and a lot of player movement, that's an incredible change. He's gone to youth and speed on defense.
Illegal contact foul, number 53, defense. While the quarterback was in the pocket, 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Bill Romanowski against tight end Tony Gonzalez.
Well, Marty Schottenheimer says Bill Romanowski has every move in the book. His hands on the receiver, Tony Gonzalez down the field, 10 and 15 yards. They're going to see that every single time. Call the penalty. But going back for one last point about Marty Schottenheimer, you know, talking about all those changes. I'll have to tell you after this play.
All right, here it comes. Second down and 1. Marcus prances through for a first down to the 40. Marcus Allen, Heisman winner at Southern California, the oldest running back ever in the NFL. 222 games for Allen. No one's ever played more games. And when it comes to first down rushes, he led the league this year. He's their bread and butter on 3rd and 4th and short. Another first down for him at the 40. Took that 2nd and 5. First down.
The thing that makes Marcus Allen so special is when he runs he makes a 5-yard gain like this was here. Looks spectacular. You know the reason why? Watch the moves that he makes. He sees the entire field. Marcus Allen goes out. Now he knows he's got to go back to his right. Now, when he makes that move, in his lean, gets him the first down.
That wasn't short yardage. He needed 5. 11 yards on 3 carries for Allen. Over 12,000 yards rushing in his brilliant career, nearly 600 catches. Play action to Allen. Gerbach has to eat it as Neil Smith, the former Chief, here's that famous home run swing. A mild boo of protest from the Kansas City fans. They love Neil Smith, and a Chiefs player is down. It's Jeff Criswell. Well, he was trying to get this ball to Andre Rison on the outside, and it looked like he ran this pattern just a little bit too deep, and Gerbach didn't have time. He also has Kimball Anders out to the outside. Neil Smith just keeps right on coming, sacks Gerbach.
Glenn Parker says that's the big SWAT move. He kind of moves you, takes his arms, tries to throw you. That time it works, but what caused that sack, Ray Crockett covering Andre Rison on the outside.
The loss back to the Kansas City 39. When we come back, it'll be 2nd and 18 for the Chiefs.
I know a place.
It's a great tradition, the family reunion. And if your family lives in another state, so what? We're Americans. We pioneered, we frontiered. So go see your kin. Bring them a ham. And do it in a car so carefully crafted it's moved for life. Goes up to 100,000 miles before its first scheduled tune-up. And the only complaint you'll have is that it didn't come out sooner. The car you knew America could build. Chevy Malibu.
I'll take you there.
Do I like to shop? Oh, yes. How you doing? Franks and beans? Aisle 5. Beans and Franks? Aisle 7.
Hi.
Fat-free. Nothing but carb. Check this out.
You're our 1 millionth shopper.
Even at the supermarket, you can do more with the American Express card. I love this card.
How fast do I really have to be going before I get a ticket?
The law's the law.
What is it, 5, 10 miles over?
Deli-style Lays. Ooh. Well, it's a guessing game out there, Mike. Here, let me show you something.
72?
Yep.
Let me see that. 90. Hey, you're fast.
Put crunch in your lunch. New Lay's Deli Style.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Genuine Chevrolet, the cars more Americans trust. By Lay's, make your lunch special with Lay's. And by Frost Brewed Coors Light, a reminder, the 3 most important words are, hey, beer man.
Broncos and Chiefs battling to face the Steelers next week. Steve Wallace replaces the injured Jeff Criswell at tackle. And the give straight ahead to Kimball Anders. Mobley and Aldridge, the backers for Denver, make the tackle. Jim?
All right, thank you, Dick. Well, the trainers have taken Jeff Criswell back into the locker room. He has a right shoulder injury. They will examine him right now. He is questionable to return. He'll be x-rayed. When we have further results, we'll let you know. Dick?
All right, Jim, just now, Criswell making his way down the steps into the Kansas City locker room for x-rays. Gerbach, 5 for 5, but only 24 yards throwing, and he's been sacked twice.
3rd and 12. Blitz. Gerbach, quick throw, complete, but short of the first down at the Denver 46. First invasion of the Bronco half of the field by Kansas City. Rison's 3rd catch.
Well, when you have 3rd and long in this league nowadays, what the defense is going to do, watch up top. You're going to see all the blitzers come. Now the receiver has to run a short route. The defender comes up, sees the catch, makes the tackle. Offense has to punt.
Louis Aguiar, who set a playoff record for Kansas City on his last punt, 63 yards. Officially now 62. Darian Gordon, dangerous at the 10 for Denver. Very high. Gordon, late fair catch signal, lets it go. And it's in the end zone, batted back. But I believe Bucky Brooks had a foot down in the end zone when he knocked it back.
I thought it was good, Dick, not to. I thought he jumped before he hit the end zone line, knocked it back into play.
That's how it's seen by the officials. Well, here it comes. And you got 2 officials, Dick, 1 on each side. The ball is in the air. Brooks is on the line, Dick.
Should be a touchback.
You are absolutely right. Hey, great eyes. Watch, his right foot is on the line. So when we come back, Denver and Elway, first down and 98.
Hey, guys. Need a smile? Call Domino's.
Yes!
A Domino's pizza does the trick. Thin crust, hand-tossed, or deep dish. Made with all your favorite toppings. But we deliver more than great pizza. At Domino's, we're delivering 1 million smiles a day.
I understand you got a bug problem.
Daddy! I want you to meet my friends.
Dad, phone call. Who's the IRS?
Sir, is this your son?
Is this your dog?
Your life is full of worries. Your car shouldn't be. Get a Chevy Lumina. It's reliable, comfortable, and it's one less thing to worry about.
Sir, is this your house?
Heck, Lumina can even save you $1,000.
Sir?
Now you can save $100 on professional installation and get $50 of programming certificates. So what are you waiting for? Go to your retailer today.
Watch the right foot here first, but also look to the right of the screen. You see that? Look at the official. We're looking at it at an angle from here. He's looking right down the line at it.
First down Elway with a noise. And out to the 5-6 goes Howard Griffith.
An unlikely ball carrier in this first half, but I guess they're keying so much on Terrell Davis that Denver's decided to give Griffith the ball.
Well, it's a nice little changeup, Dick. What it does, it catches the defense by surprise.
James Hasty slow getting up. Well, Criswell already into the locker room x-rayed for an arm or shoulder. And now Hasty making his first Pro Bowl in his 10th year. This wily veteran cornerback from Washington State.
James Hasty, number 40. He's filling in the hole as Griffith comes up. Hasty. He came up limping, but it looks like he might have just hit somebody with his leg.
Second down 7.
Breaks some tackles, fights his way out to the 11. Looks to be just shy of a first down. Anthony Davis, the young linebacker from Utah, made the stop.
We talked to Terrell yesterday, Terrell Davis, and asked him about his running style. He makes one cut, and then he goes, watch this. One move to the outside, back inside, and he's running. And we asked him, have you changed in all this time? He just smiled and said, no.
Oh, that's right. He can't because he's not allowed to. The coaches out there, Alex Gibbs, the running or the offensive line coaches, and kind of in charge of this running game. When you're running back for the Broncos, you're allowed just one cut, no more.
Timeout called by Kansas City. 3rd and 1 for Denver when we come back with 10 minutes and change remaining in a scoreless open half.
Isn't that a pretty sight?
So how many miles? 50?
90. 90,000 miles. Shoot, that's just getting broke in for Chevy.
Is that a scratch?
Scratches give character.
The best long-term quality of any full-size pickup belongs to Chevy.
Women like character.
Chevy, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
Whew, what'd you step in?
If you're offended by tasteless humor, Half-Baked is not for you.
I'm sorry!
But for the rest of us, it's the feel-good comedy of the year. Half-Baked, rated R. Starts Friday, January 16th.
Want to exercise your right to shop?
Now is the best time to buy a treadmill at Sears. This space saver model with power incline is only $588.88. Yep, now is the best time to buy. Only at Sears.
You're going to want to wear comfortable shoes.
Let's see. It says here you're lazy, highly unmotivated. You have a problem with authority.
Yeah, I've got 2 references that proves that.
Well, the only thing I can say is, you demand! You demand!
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light.
Technically, I can't give you a raise yet. You're right. Policy, schpolicy.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Domino's Pizza, delivering 1 million smiles a day. Call for a hot pizza now, and you'll be smiling by halftime.
We invite you next weekend. Join NBC 3:30 Eastern on Saturday. A look back at two of the big stories in golf in '97. Davis Love's PGA Championship victory and Europe's stunning win in the Ryder Cup. PGA of America year in review. And then at 4:30, you won't want to miss the PGA Tour Q School on the brink. Rare glimpse of nail-biting, sometimes heart-wrenching quest to join the PGA Tour. It starts at 3:30 next Saturday. 3rd and 1. Running right into a wall is Griffith. No gain, and Kansas City is held. Pelham McDaniels celebrating on 3rd and 1.
Well, 3rd and 1. The Kansas City defense watch the line of scrimmage. They win the battle up front. They said today we are going to attack, and so far in the first half, they have done that. That's the big reason why they're stopping the Broncos offense.
Tom Rowan to punt. Denver's rushing game, 12 carries, 23 yards, less than 2 yards per rush. Total contrast to last week. Rowan sends a wobbler out. Vanover lets it bounce and then takes it at the 50 and tackled at the 48. A flag is down. 40-yard punt, 2-yard return if illegal man downfield. Let's see if Kansas City wants Denver to punt it again.
With this kind of field position, I don't know why you would want him to punt again. Because Ruin got a bad punt off. I mean, you've got excellent field position. You just take the ball.
Greg Minuski, the special teams captain, hearing Jerry Markbright's options. And now Markbright coming to the sideline.
He's going to go ask Marty.
Yeah, that's right. And they can punt it again.
Well,
an eligible man downfield, number 31, on the kick. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Derek Lavelle.
Lavelle is up right in the middle. He's the up blocker, and he can't leave until the ball is kicked. You see the ball being dropped, he's already gone.
It gives yourself away when you're ahead of your teammates.
Well, I think the reason Marty must want him to repunt this ball because he has so much faith in his return man, Vanover.
They press those outside men of Denver, does Kansas City. Ruin. Oh, bad kick off the side of his foot to the 30-yard line. So a gain of 18 yards for Kansas City by making Ruin punt a second time. Only 25 yards for Ruin.
You know, there's only one thing a punter does when you're back in the end zone, and your job is to keep your eye on the ball and make the best kick you can. Look at Ruin. First of all, he's got the ball too close to his body. He had no extension at all. Thinking about, look at his arms. Look where the ball is. Up against his body when he hits it. The ball just goes off the side of his foot.
And Denver fortunate they didn't pick up a holding penalty in the end zone. That would have been a safety. Kansas City's best field position in this scoreless game. Gerbach eludes the rush. Good runner. Makes a tackle, slides with a first down at the 19. For Gerbach, who has 4.65 speed.
Well, this is a little different for Kansas City. Marcus Allen down at the bottom. Look, they just spread the field. That's what creates the hole for Elvis Gerbach to run in. And one thing that people forget about Elvis Gerbach, 6'5", he does run very well. Rich Gannon said to Paul Hackett, the offensive coordinator, after the first minicamp, he says, "What did you think about the minicamp?" Paul Hackett's asking Rich Gannon, he says, "Boy, Elvis throws the ball and runs the ball a lot better than I expected."
Marcus Allen hit by Neil Smith at the line of scrimmage, tried to spin away, and Alan Aldridge tackles him for a loss. In trying to make something out of the negative, Allen loses even more, 5 yards on the play. Paul Hackett, the offensive coordinator for Marty Schottenheimer's Chiefs. There he is. After the playoffs, he goes to Southern California, the university that is, as the head coach of the Trojans. Coached at Pittsburgh, University of Pittsburgh, prior to coming here to Kansas City. 2nd and 15 for Gerbach.
pressure up the middle. Gets the throw away complete. And it's Allen at the 18-yard line, tackled by Steve Atwater. Picked up the 5 they lost in the previous play, plus a couple.
Well, this is what Elvis Grbac does so well, being a big, tall quarterback, and what he brings that Rich Gannon can't do. The blitz inside, nobody picks up Mobley, but Elvis Grbac able to stand in there, and he can throw the ball down the field a lot easier than Rich Gannon can. That's one of the reasons why they had no doubt when the decision comes up, who's the quarterback? Marty Schottenheimer says, my job to get the best 11 on the field. Elvis Grbac is one of those guys.
Perfect 7 for 7. Only 40 yards out of those 7 completions. 3 pumps and throws it away. There's no doubt about his intent there, up and about the 10th row.
The other thing about Elvis Grbac, what I really liked was in the interview with him when he said, who should Marty start? He said, me. I mean, he has the confidence. He knows he is the starting quarterback. There is absolutely no quarterback controversy in Kansas City. None.
Paul, that's right. You come around, you spend a couple days. If there was a controversy, you'd know one of the players or coach would go, I think we should be going with the other guy. And they do that. We did not hear that one single time.
Not even from the players.
34-yard field goal attempt by Stoyanovich. And he drills it. And Kansas City takes the lead, but a flag comes down. And Denver signaling we were held. And that is the call of Jerry Markwright.
Holding number 51, offense. 10-yard penalty, 4th down.
Greg Minuski, the special teams captain, guilty of the foul.
Here's Minuski. Now his job is to inside first and then go back outside. But you know, that is not holding. That is a terrible call.
So now a 44-yard attempt by Stoyanovich, who was the hero in this direction. 54 yards to win that crucial game a month and a half ago. He's got plenty of leg. Hits the upright, no good. So 3 points taken away on Minuski's holding call. And then Stoyanovich, who missed only one all year, had the best percentage of anyone in the league, 26 for 27, kisses the upright.
Well, you're absolutely right about this thing. And, you know, we talked to him yesterday. What he told us is this. He said, if the hold is right, the ball is right, I should make the kick. I blame that on him.
It remains no score.
This is the Bombex residence, isn't it?
Looking for Super Bowl tickets? Introducing Sprint's prepaid Super Bowl phone cards. 32 collectible cards, each an authentic replica. Free to new customers for joining and staying with Sprint.
Good trade, scouts. Nice guys, huh? So who are we gonna call? How about a camp? What? Can't believe you traded my van. Yeah, but we got the card.
Like all Americans, I like big things. Big prairies. Big forests and mountains. Big wheat fields. And everything else.
Stoyanovich told us if he sees all brown and that's the ball and the laces are straight, I shouldn't miss it. Look at here. You see all brown, the laces are straight, and he hooked it.
And then good field position for Denver at the 35. Elway play action. Scramble. And no gain. Got back to the line of scrimmage. Wayne Simmons made the tackle. Flag down. Well, a penalty, somewhat of a phantom call. cost the Chiefs a field goal.
Face mask foul.
This is a face mask.
56, defense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
Simmons acquired the start of the year from Green Bay for a number 5 draft pick. Little piece of the face mask as Elway goes down.
So that's why everybody booed, because you can't tackle a quarterback if he leans forward. Now, if Elway is sliding, you have to try to avoid him. It's just a face mask call.
First down and 5 at the 40. Shannon Sharp resets right. Davis. Chiefs continue to do a great job against the running game. Gain of 3 for Davis. Tackled by Davis. Anthony, number 50 of Kansas City. Not related. Terrell, of course, from the University of Georgia after playing the first 2 years at Cal State Long Beach for George Allen. And then when Long Beach dropped their football program, he migrated to Georgia. Second and 2. His way to midfield and a first down.
The Broncos are doing a smart thing. Wayne Simmons, number 56 of the Kansas City Chiefs, he is the run-stopping linebacker. He plays over the tight end. Most teams run the tight end. Here's Wayne Simmons. Look, Shannon Sharp says, I don't like dealing with you. I'm going to go to the other side, get a smaller linebacker on me, and the Denver Broncos, now they got a better matchup, run to the right side.
Davis now with 24 yards rushing in the first half. Approaching 5 minutes left in this second quarter. Over down the middle. Complete to Carswell, and the big tight end rumbles inside the 25, fumbles the ball, picked up, still loose. And now the Chiefs have it. Ruled dead, but there are flags all over the field. 26-yard play if, and Marty has it called illegal motion.
It's against Kansas City.
Marty was wrong. Looked at that one with his heart, but coaches are willing to do that.
The guys in the striped shirts kind of disagree, Dick.
We had offside. Number 92 defense. Penalties declined. First down.
Dan Williams guilty of offside and a big play for Denver.
But watch how the Denver Broncos, what happens here? Shannon Sharp comes down, going down the line field, and Dwayne Carswell inside, safety back deep. John Elway has his pick to which receiver he wants to throw to. Anytime there's just one safety in the middle, it leaves those inside seams open. John Elway knew that. Mike Shanahan knew that. Good call.
The longest catch of his career for Dwayne Carswell in his 4th year out of Liberty. He had only 12 all season. The toss to Davis. Trying to make the corner and able to get to the 20-yard line, a gain of 4.
I'll tell you what, your guy, Eddie McCaffrey, the guy you played ball with one time, he's an excellent blocker. You said that a long time ago. Watch what he does to Derek Thomas. He's going to come in motion. Here comes Derek Thomas up the field. McCaffrey just gets a little piece of the shoulder. That's all he has to do, just to knock him off a little bit. He does that, and outside goes Terrell Davis.
Mike Shanahan says he's the best blocking wide receiver I've ever seen. And come on, Eddie McCaffrey against Thomas, he does the right thing. Stay away from him if you can.
Second and 6. Davis fumbles the ball and falls on it. That's the second Terrell Davis fumble of this first half. He's recovered both and loses a yard on the play.
You know why Shanahan is smiling? Because the hole was there. He could see the hole from the sideline. Terrell Davis could see the hole. He just didn't get the ball. When you take a look to Terrell Davis's right side, take a look at this. He does not get the ball here. The ball bounces off his forearm, doesn't get it in, but he is looking at the hole. He already saw the hole. Look outside. All there is Carter.
Maybe that flat jacket, there's a little more of Terrell Davis today on the handoff, and Elway misgauging on the handoff. 3rd and 7. Elway complete and wide open is Ralph Smith, and Smith is on his way inside the 5 and marked out of bounds, I believe, at the 4.
Well, this is why you get in a shotgun formation. This is why quarterbacks, John Elway in the back, behind the center, look at the blitz. People come free. Nobody picks up Donnie Edwards, the linebacker. It enables John Elway, because he's in the shotgun, to have that extra second to pick up Rod Smith coming across the formation on the blitz.
I'll tell you, if Shannon Sharp gets a block on McMillan, it's a touchdown. He just doesn't block anybody. 17-yard play, first and goal at the 4. This is where Denver had its problems in the earlier game in Kansas City. Terrell Davis fighting to the goal line with second effort and stopped just shy of a touchdown inside the 1.
What a good decision by Terrell Davis. It looks like he's going to go outside, but he's a hard inside runner. When you're down here, it's always, most of the time, it's a bad decision to bounce it out. Looks like he's going outside. No. Cuts it back in, runs hard. Wow, gets down to the 1.
You know, that's what I call continuous effort. Here's a guy, you know, if you say second effort or whatever, it's almost like you stop, but it's a continuous effort by him.
Last touchdown rushing against this Kansas City defense was in November of '96. Leonard Russell of the Chargers. Second and goal. A foot away. And they're going to let the clock run down to the 2-minute warning, and that'll give Mike Shanahan and the offensive brain trust a chance to figure it out. Still no score.
It doesn't matter if you work for a big company or a startup.
Whether you work for yourself or to help others.
Fidelity has a way to help you prepare for the day when you won't need to work at all.
Whether you're changing jobs,
Or happy where you are,
retired,
or just starting out.
more people trust their retirement plans to Fidelity than any other company.
It's your retirement.
It's our job to help you make the most of it.
What would you call a guy who came up and tapped you on the shoulder and asked you to step outside? Well, if you'd had a few too many at the party, and the same guy asked for your car keys and got you home safely, you ought to call him your best friend. He'd sure be a friend of mine.
New file, begin dictation.
Who are you talking to?
My computer.
I do that too sometimes.
No, you don't understand. I got this new software. I talk, it types.
You talk at types?
I talk, it types.
It's typing.
Because I'm talking.
What does it type?
Whatever I say.
So let me try.
No.
Why?
Because it's mine. Get your own.
Now when I talk, it types.
Tuesday, it's all new must-see TV. On Mad About You, Carol Burnett's back as Jamie's mom, bringing home a new young man.
You're dating? Courting? Kidding?
Then the news radio you thought you'd never see.
I'm going to have a baby. Wow, you're hardly even showing.
All new NBC Tuesday.
Nose of the football tickling the goal line. Red zone offense for Denver against Kansas City. Not that great. Only 2 touchdowns, 8 tries. Second and goal. Davis in the end zone, and Denver has struck first. And that military salute celebration of Terrell Davis and his teammates.
You know, when you go on the road and you play in these type of environments, hostile environment, the one thing for the visiting team that gives you a chance to win these type of football games, can you run the football? The Denver Broncos, the one thing they can do, every single game this year, just about, maybe exception for one, they can run the football.
They've got an offensive line that's terrific. Jason Elam's try for point. And Denver leads 7-0. A 65-yard drive in 8 plays with Terrell Davis running game coming alive. He scored 15 touchdowns regular year, rushing touchdown in Kansas City.
It's your fault that everything's messed up around here. I'm sorry.
It can happen in any home and in any neighborhood. It's domestic violence. I'm Steve Atwater of the Denver Broncos, and this is my wife, Letha. The NFL and its players are concerned about the problems of domestic violence. That's why we're United Way volunteers working for the Safe House here in Denver.
Okay.
United Way supports more than 1,000 centers like this one here in Denver and cities across the nation.
The NFL, the United Way, and you, the power of teamwork.
Terrell Davis. What 3 years for Denver, picking this man 196th in the draft. He was the 21st running back selected in '95, and he's produced nothing but top performance, and he's a leader of the team in his own quiet way.
Well, you know, Phil, you and I were talking about him about a month and a half ago about, are they running him too much? Does he carry the ball too many times? And when you really talk about it, Mike Shanahan said no. The Terrell Davis said no. You know why? I didn't carry the ball in college. I didn't do anything. This is my first chances to carry the ball when I got to the pros.
Finishing second to Barry Sanders for the rushing title the last 2 years. Elam kicks it off. Dangerous to Marek Vanover, who was so key in the Kansas City win a month and a half ago. Dangerous return man. Fumbles the ball. It's loose. And Denver, then Kansas City, and I believe Vanover may have recovered it himself. It was in the arms of the Broncos and skidded away. And Kansas City maintains possession.
Detron Smith, number 42 for the Broncos. It was laying on the ground. Nobody around him. It looks like he falls on it, but he missed it.
Do you remember when we did the playoff game? Here it comes now, and look at the hit is just...
Dedrick Dodge makes the tackle, forces the fumble.
Now here's what you're talking about, Phil, with that ball. It's just laying there on the ground. And Smith, number 42, goes to go for it, and it comes out of his hands. He slips. But remember last year in the playoff game against Jacksonville when they said there were balls on the ground and we didn't get them?
Right. Good point. And today there
have been balls on the ground. You've got to get the balls that are on the ground.
Could have been Denver's ball at the 27, but give credit to Vanover. He fumbles the ball, but he didn't give up. He really battled to get to that ball and recover the mistake.
Anthony Lynn for the Broncos is the one to hit Vanover from behind and caused the fumble.
And on first down, very little there, and another fumble recovered by Kansas City as Anders coughed it up.
Well, this would be a good time for Kansas City. The one thing they've got to do, one of the reasons why they're playing Elvis Gerback, is you want to throw the ball down the field.
Pressure on Gerback, steps away from Alfred Williams, scrambles, heads to the sidelines and stops the clock out of bounds at the 30 with 1:23 left. And now, with third down coming up and stopping the clock there, if they don't make first down, Denver has a couple of timeouts left. They could get a shot before the half.
Oh, no question, Nick. If I was Elvis Gerback in this situation, you always got to pay attention to this clock. It's right here. Once he gets forced out of the pocket, Alfred Williams puts the pressure. If they're not open down the field, you're going to run, stay in bounds. Plenty of time for your offense if you stay in bounds with your timeout, whatever, to move the ball down the field.
Gerback was 7 for 8 passing. The quick throw incomplete through the hands of Andre Rison at the 40. And now with 1:20 left in the half, Denver's going to get the ball on the punt with 2 timeouts remaining.
Boy, Denver that time came with Atwater and Braxton. They had the blitz coming with the defensive backs. This ball is out in front of Andre Rison. We said before, he has got to make the big play. Now, that was a tough catch, but he has to make it.
And he was being led on the dead run. If he did pull that in, yeah, the only one man to beat. Gordon back at the 30, Aguiar to punt. Good kick. Gordon drift to the 24. 30. 40. 50. And all the way to the Kansas City 40-yard line. Louis Aguiar made the tackle. Darian Gordon, who returned 3 punts for touchdowns this year, 36 on that take back.
You've got an injured Bronco down on the field, but I'll tell you, they got some excellent blocks on that thing. I don't know if that's Ray Crockett or Howard Griffith. There's a 9 involved, and Aguiar as the punter. Right? That's what his job is. His job is not to really make the tackle. His job is to hold things up until he gets some help. But he also made the tackles.
A number of the injured Bronco, you can see the 9, but don't want to guess.
It's Ray Crockett. I mean, he came back and made an excellent block.
Crockett, though, the starting quarterback and a valuable performer in that deep secondary for Denver. Also used on special teams. Appears to be shaken, but okay.
All right, here comes Crockett coming back to make the block. You see, boom, they went shoulder to shoulder, head to head.
Tony Richardson, big fullback, the man he blocked.
Here it is right there. Yeah, they just looked, they hit shoulder to shoulder. Crockett's up. He's He's running off the field, so he's all right.
Well, that would be big because Denver's defense, it's built around the fact that their corners can stand out there and play man coverage and let everybody else get in there and try to stop the running game.
Last 2 minutes, and they charge Denver with a timeout because of that injury. And so now the Broncos with 1 timeout left.
With Elway, usually you don't even need any.
1:07 left in the half. 7-0 Broncos.
A big defensive challenge here for Kansas City. Ed McCaffrey waving, saying, either I'm wide open or don't snap the ball.
Timeout Chiefs. Ed McCaffrey waving wildly at John Elway. I'm over here. We'll be right back.
The metal is funny, you know. It has its own personality. It's like a jigsaw puzzle, right? You had to study it and fit it and figure it out, you know. What's bigger than Super Bowl, tell me? Millions and millions of people watch it, right? That's the biggest thing of my life. After it's polished up, the trophy, right? We didn't even breathe on it. That's got to be perfect. I tell you, you know what I'm always afraid of? When they all hold it and everything. I said, gee, don't drop it, please. Look at me. See? Get goosebumps. It's what a feeling, I tell you.
Watch Eddie McCaffrey at the bottom of your screen. He's going to yell to John Elway. Look, I'm wide open. What causes the problem? That's Terrell Davis at the top of the screen. The Kansas City defense couldn't figure out who was split out wide, who to line up where, so they have to call a timeout.
Well, first down from the Chiefs, 40 for Elway in the shotgun. Full house blitz and the shovel pass to Rod Smith, the wide receiver, and it's good for 3.
Well, you see, you have time to do that. You've got 1 minute and 4 seconds, Phil. You're either going to run the ball up in the middle, take the run, or a little shovel pass, which is a very safe play because if it's dropped, it's just an incompleted pass. But you got a chance of popping it.
It's good deception. It looked like Rod Smith was going to come back inside, help John Elway maybe protect, but it's a shovel pass. They probably got that off the film from the Pittsburgh Steelers.
They mark it at the 38, 2nd and 8. Clock running. 1 timeout left Denver. Again the blitz. Elway hit from behind. Does it roll the fumble? Yes, and Kansas City has recovered at the 36-yard line. Elway hit from the blind side. John Browning, it appeared, with a tackle.
Definitely John Elway takes too long to decide where to throw the football. A blitz by Kansas City picked up.
Anthony Davis falls on the loose ball, and Kansas City, after giving Denver an opportunity with a 7-0 lead, takes the ball back.
Browning hits John Elway from behind.
So you're absolutely right. He had all day to throw the ball, and he just waited too long. If you're going to cause the fumble, blame it on somebody. It's on Elway. He just waited too long. Terrell Davis stepped up. He got a block. Everybody picked up a man that was blitzing. He had time.
22 seconds left in the half, and Gerbach sends 3 to the left. Throws left underneath. Complete to Danon Hughes, his first catch. And there's the final timeout spent by Kansas City. 13 seconds on the clock. Coming up at the half, the Domino's Pizza NFL on NBC halftime report. Greg Gumbel and company with the first half analysis of the action here in Kansas City. And they'll also talk with Cordell Stewart of the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's all coming up at halftime.
He scored the only touchdown in that game yesterday.
One of the lowest scoring in NFL playoff history, 7-6. And here's 7-0, approaching the final seconds of the half.
Which like what Bill Cowher said after the game. I made a mistake. It was my fault. Don't ask me about it.
Well, anytime they don't work, it's the coach's fault.
That's right.
I mean, that's why you're the coach. You got to take the blame if the sneak from the 1-yard line doesn't work. But right here, we almost saw this situation at the end of the game about 6 weeks ago. If the Broncos make Kansas City throw the ball inside, there might not be time for Kansas City to run up and stop the clock to try a field goal.
Well, they're trying to get Andre Rison all by himself up on the top side.
Gerbach throws into the flat, complete, but for only a yard gain to Popson, the tight end. That leaves 8 seconds on the clock.
Well, that's because Tanavasa.
Well, that's right. Pressure on the quarterback. Couldn't look down the field. They kept him from getting outside, and they took away the receivers outside and short for Kansas City's offense.
Well, the key moment in this game, Stoyanovich made a field goal from 34. Kansas City penalty, tried from 44 and hit the upright, and then on that possession, Denver took it down for their touchdown. Terrell Davis a yard out. Randy Hilliard of Denver's down on the goal line as Gerbach is stripped from behind, picked up by one of his linemen. It's Glenn Parker, and that's how the first half will end. Neil Smith took it right out of the hands of quarterback Elvis Gerbach.
Well, Neil Smith just keeps coming and coming and coming. Neil Smith is blocked to the outside. Watch this. He knows there's only one play left. I've got a chance. Watch this. He just reaches out and takes the ball out of Gerbach's hand. That ball is on the ground. That is a fumble.
Second sack of the half for the former Chief Neil Smith, instrumental in the top-level defense displayed by the Denver Broncos.
Here he comes. I mean, this is just hustle by Neil Smith. Watch this, Phil. He just hustle, 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 get his arm up and knock the ball out.
Score at the half. Denver 7, Kansas City nothing. We'll send you to Greg Gumbel in our NFL on NBC halftime show in New York after these messages from your local station.
Wednesday, recovering from the holidays. Then get ready for a special night of 2 Third Rocks and 2 Workings, all in one great night. This is brilliant! On an all-new Third Rock, does Officer Don become Officer Don Juan? Oh, sexy. Then, on an all-new Working, the boss is fired.
Who do you think they'll bring in to replace Tim?
Hey, good choice. Third Rock Working, Third Rock Working. NBC Wednesday.
At RV City, here are 5 brand new 1998 Class A Gulfstream and Coachman 30-foot motorhomes for $39,900. A lot of cars cost more than that, to say nothing of houses. Here's a luxury house with a power plant to take you anywhere. Stripped down models? No way, they're loaded. $39,900. How come? Well, for a short time, there is a pile of factory incentive money available through RV City. Right now, visit RV City, Benton, Pine Bluff.
You've heard it's coming. Now it's here.
Trotter Toyota. Pine Bluff's newest dealership, Trotter Toyota. A name you've grown to trust for over 50 years. Trotter combined with the hottest imports in the nation. Toyota. Come see our special inventory prices. Trotter Toyota. 2 names you can trust. Now open across from the Pines Mall in Pine Bluff.
Time, temperature, and local forecast. 376-4400.
What does it take to play on the PGA Tour? This year, 168 men accepted a challenge unlike any other in professional sports, the Q School, where one swing, one putt can change a life. Don't miss a never-before-seen look at those on the brink next Saturday at 4:30 Eastern on NBC.
This is the Domino's Pizza NFL on NBC Halftime Report. Brought to you by Domino's Pizza. Domino's, delivering 1 million smiles a day.
And 4 of them right here. Greg Gumbel along with Chris Collinsworth, Sam Weish, and Joe Gibbs. At halftime, the Denver Broncos are leading the Kansas City Chiefs by a 7-0 score. We will talk about that game in a moment. But first, yesterday's AFC divisional playoff game won by the Pittsburgh Steelers 7-6 over the New England Patriots. With just over 3 minutes remaining in the game, the gutty Patriots stuffed Cordell Stewart on a 4th and goal at the 1. A field goal would have put the Steelers up by 4. After the game, Bill Cowher was critical of his own decision to go for it.
I'm a young coach, and I screwed up. I should have kicked the field goal. I really feel that way. There is no way I shouldn't have. I got caught up in the emotion of the game. I'm 40 years old. I made a mistake, and they bailed me out.
Well, you have to admire Bill Cowher's honesty. We are joined live now by Steelers quarterback Cordell Stewart. Cordell, first of all, congratulations on the win yesterday. Tell us what went on the sideline talking about the decision to make that, to go for that 4th and goal.
Well, it was a situation where we had an option to run a couple plays, and the coach wanted us to go for the sneak, and just sitting here hearing it, I mean, that's good that he apologized, but I feel he really didn't need to apologize because the decision he made was a decision that he wanted to make. And we had a 50-50 chance of getting that touchdown, and the way the defense was playing all day, if we didn't get it, they was going to be on the -1 yard line, and they were playing wonderful yesterday to a point where, hey, if they go all the way down and get that touchdown, they deserve to win. But obviously our defense did a great job of stopping those guys.
Yeah, Cordell, after the game, he apologized to the team. Did that surprise you guys, and what did you think of that?
Well, I think it was a wonderful thing to do. It was very honorable. I mean, obviously, you know, being a head coach, you don't have to apologize to anybody. But yet he came down and he said, hey, guys, you know, I'm sorry for going out there and putting you guys in that situation, but yet at the same time you bailed me out. And you know, I appreciate that a lot as a quarterback, and I'm more sure the other teammates on his team appreciate it also, because not too many coaches are going to come up and say things like that. But it just lets you know where he stands with this team, and he respects everybody, and I'm more sure everyone on this team respects him also.
Cordell, did you tell him there's no such thing as a bad decision when you win a football game? What difference does it make at that point?
Well, to be honest with you, man, it does. I mean, when you're playing in a game like this, and obviously we were playing at home, you know, you want to make some calls like that. I mean, you have confidence in your offense to go out there and make some plays, and you know, you always having this situation where you're making a 50-50 chance of doing whatever you want to do to try to convert and make some things happen. And that was one of the plays he wanted to call to try to sit up there and go for the touchdown. I mean, early on in the game, it was a fourth down call where I think it was like 4th and 2 or 4th and 3, and we punted it off and we wound up getting them inside the 10 or 20 yard line or something like that. So, you know, it's all about decision. This game is all about inches, and you know, it just so happened we won by 1 point, and hey, it doesn't matter as long as you win. That's all that matters.
Let's not talk about the one where you didn't get in. Let's talk about the one where you did. That long run down the sideline. Talking about a game of inches. Looked like Todd Collins missed you by about an inch, and maybe even just gave up on the play and let you scamper down the sideline.
Well, you know, I just try to show my skills just a tad bit. No, but it was a play that we had designed, and just try to convince the guys that I was going to pass it, and no one really stood back or anything to try to bite on the pass or any crossing guys coming. Obviously, there wasn't anybody coming, but it just so happened that Mark Bruner did a great job of blocking the defender, and I saw the hole between the two because there was somebody inside, and I just tippy-toed down the sideline. I was looking back because I was amazed that I was so wide open in the field, and I looked back to see if there was any flags, and all of a sudden there wasn't. I just kept skipping my way in the end zone and was very enthused about that.
Cordell, we're not kidding anybody here. The Pittsburgh Steelers are hoping the Denver Broncos win this game here this afternoon, right?
Well, I mean, right now, I mean, yeah, deep down inside, you know, you would love to have that opportunity.
Just say yes. You want to play at Three Rivers, just say yes.
I'm not going to say yes because, I mean, it's a time now where, you know, you have to win. I mean, regardless of where you are, because we could have easily made a few mistakes yesterday and caused ourselves to lose that game even though we were at home. So right now, it really doesn't matter where we are. It's just a matter of how well we play, how well we prepare, and as long as we come out with a W, man, that's all that matters. But, hey, we would love to play at home. Don't get us wrong.
I don't doubt it. Wherever we are next week, we'll see you there. Cordell, thanks very much. Cordell Stewart. Now, let's talk real quickly to our coaches. What would you guys have done on 4th and goal in that situation, Sam?
Me, I'd have given the ball to Jerome Bettis and then handed it over to the defense.
You wouldn't have kicked the field goal?
I wouldn't have kicked the field goal. I'd have gone for it. And, you know, he's saying he apologizes. Either call's okay, but I'd have given it to Jerome Bettis and then turn it over to the defense. Look what they did. They got the ball back.
Joe.
Well, if you remember in the game, I did. It wasn't second guess, and I said I would kick the field goal here. I did say that. You're my witnesses. Yes, I did. But the one thing I think that Coach Cowher is doing here, he's apologizing. Who you're apologizing to? I know I was in that situation. You call plays offensively, you apologize to the defense. What he's saying there, hey, look, guys, I put you in a bad situation there. So I think that, but only the coach knows what kind of confidence you have in the play. How good are they on defense? That all goes into that decision.
Okay, guys, the AFC Championship game takes place 1 week from today. If the Broncos beat the Chiefs, Pittsburgh will host Denver next Sunday. If the Chiefs win, Pittsburgh will travel to Kansas City for the championship game. A timeout here. When we come back, highlights of Tampa Bay and Green Bay, and we'll talk about the first half of the Broncos and the Chiefs after these messages from your local station.
The air traffic network protects countless passengers.
There's a flaw in the system.
It anticipates every emergency.
It can't stop 15 million people from traveling today.
Until somebody sabotages it.
I'm shutting it down. I don't see it. Where is it?
Thousands of planes flying blind.
You got about 10 seconds to make a call here.
Held hostage by someone on the ground.
You were warned!
One man in a race against the clock.
We're the only hope.
Eric Stoltz in an NBC Sunday movie original.
Mayday, mayday!
Blackout Effect, tonight on NBC.
Helping create community fire departments continues to be a top priority for the electric cooperatives of Arkansas, because even with minimal fire protection, homeowners will save money on fire insurance. We work hard for the communities we serve, because we live here too.
And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Current forecast from the News 4 Weather Team, 376-4400.
There's a land that has the colors of the world, a heart of red that stirs the soul, and green forests that take your breath away. In the year 2000, Sydney will bring these colors together, but you can discover their warmth right now. Sydney, Australia.
This is the Domino's Pizza NFL on NBC Halftime Report, brought to you by Domino's Pizza. Domino's, delivering 1 million smiles a day.
Welcome back, everyone. In the early game on this day, the Green Bay Packers beat Tampa Bay by a score of 21-7. 29 degrees at kickoff. Perfect weather for Brett Favre, who's now 23-0 at home when it's 35 or below. First quarter, Green Bay second possession. Favre on the rollout to tight end Mark Chmura. 3-yard touchdown. Pack off to an early 7-0 lead. They led 13-7 in the fourth when from the 2-yard line, Dorsey Levens takes the handoff, bounces off a defender, and finds the end zone. 112 yards rushing for him, a Packer playoff record. Green Bay wins 21-7. They face San Francisco in the conference final next Sunday. Remember, the last 2 years, the Packers have eliminated the 49ers. In this game, at halftime in Kansas City, the Broncos lead the Chiefs 7-0. Sound the horns. Joe Gibbs and his halftime adjustments.
Well, let's face it, all my adjustments are going to be for the offense because both defenses are playing great. And I'd start off by saying that Kansas City is playing John Elway and the receivers very tight man-to-man coverage. You can see in this little scheme right here we've got drawn up. Look where those two corners are. And you can see the linebacker steps out to play man-to-man coverage. Very tight, aggressive. What I would do here is maximum protect, put everybody in there and block, and let those two receivers run stacked and crossing routes to get open. The other thing on their running game, they've had better luck off tackle, in other words, towards the tight end and outside rather than trying to run up inside. Okay, for Kansas City, I think Elvis has got to get the ball downfield. I would suggest play action versus those safeties who are playing up a lot for Denver. I would get the ball downfield with play action on first and second downs. The other thing you can do there is throw quick outs and slants when they're playing back off with the corners on the outside with the safeties up inside.
All right, Joe, we have to hand it to Sam Weish. You said be careful of the flak jacket. Terrell Davis might have his problems.
Does this mean a raise? No.
Don't hand it to him. He'll fumble it, too.
Actually, he didn't have a lot of yards, only 31 in the first half, but the two fumbles that did occur in the first half with Terrell Davis looked like the result of the flag jacket. The ball is just hard to hold on to, and then the second one was on the handoff. You don't feel that ball coming. You know, out of 369 carries during the season, he only fumbled 3 other times.
And he's fumbled twice so far today. Now, the quarterback controversy, Gerbach versus Gannon. Would you yank Elvis Gerbach?
No, because Rich Gannon didn't get any practice time during the course of the week, and really Elvis is playing okay. 9 for 11 on the day, 54 yards, but everything has been underneath, and I agree with Joe Gibbs. You got to try and work the ball down the field. Don't be so conservative on offense. One of the problems is with the injury to Jeff Criswell at that left tackle position, the Chiefs are not very deep on that offensive line. Steve Wallace is in there doing the best he can, but already we've seen some pressure from that left side.
And Chris, they're really stuffing the running game there, and they're doing it with those safeties up tight, and I think that's play action on first down, and we got to get it downfield. I agree with you.
I would have thought that Joe was too stunned to talk with you agreeing with him.
2 times
Closing in on the second half kickoff in Kansas City. But before the Broncos and Chiefs take the field, some future NFL prospects in the punt, pass, and kick competition. We go back to Arrowhead Stadium.
And we welcome you back to Kansas City, where the Broncos lead going into the second half 7-0. This NFL season, more than 600,000 girls and boys ages 8 to 15 competed in the NFL Gatorade punt, pass, and kick program. Youngsters from all 50 states testing their skills throwing, kicking a football, both for distance and accuracy. Today, the top 16 girls and 16 boys from this year's program squared off in 4 different age divisions at the punt, pass, and kick national finals competition here at Arrowhead. We'll announce the winners just before the start of the fourth quarter. Look now at our Coors Light halftime statistics. The defense prominent on both sides, and Denver more successful in moving the ball. 139 yards to 58 and only 30 passing yards for the Chiefs.
I think one of the surprising thing is the fact that the Denver's defense is playing so well, because, you know, during the end of the season, Dick, they didn't play very well, did they, Phil?
Well, they struggled sometimes, especially late in games. Their defense not really that big. Sometimes they would get overpowered by the running game of the other team.
Quarterback statistics. Mike Shanahan's head man, John Elway, 7 for 11, 106 yards. Gerback, better percentage, but only 54 yards, and he was sacked 3 times.
Marty was very emphatic about the fact that he wouldn't take Gerback out. It would take a lot to take him out. Well, I mean, he is 9 of 11.
The opportunities have not been there for him so far down the field, but we heard it at halftime. Joe Gibbs, Chris Collinsworth saying it very well. Kansas City on offense. The protection, I think, has been fairly good by the offensive line of the Kansas City Chiefs. Gerback has time to throw it down the field.
Chiefs get it first. You saw it.